Hello, I'm your host, Noir Vortex, and welcome to this GameGuru tutorial on building a simple FPS. So, in this tutorial, it should be about half an hour long or so, the first one at least, maybe an hour long, see how we go. I'm going to do this in real time. I've already built quite a lot of the map, but I'm going to basically, as I go along, building this game, which is going to be called Demon Hunter. So, premise of the game. It's going to be an FPS, first-person shooter. Later on, probably incorporate some RPG elements, but at first, it's just going to be shooting monsters, really. So zombies and demons. You play like a demon hunter, basically. So you're in a medieval town. At first, all I'm going to implement in this tutorial is enemies, environmental hills and stuff, and then just talk a bit about level design process. So without further ado, I'm going to get on with it now. Okay, so I just booted up GameGuru from Steam. This is just a standard map, so I'm going to open up my own project. It's a Demon Hunter. I'll have a quick, literally minute run through of what I've already done. At the minute I'm just building up a few bits of buildings, a few enemies, trying to set the aesthetic of the map and such. So it's just loading. So I'm going to do this tutorial for beginners, basically. So basic movement controls in Game Editor. So if you're in this view here, which is the 3D like map view where you can pre-move view, I suppose. You can how you move around, WASD, so just like if you're moving around in the game in game time. So this free flight mode is called. So toggle different views, top down view and G. So you've got G, which toggles the free flight mode, which is the one I'm doing now. I can move around with WASD. I can look around like this with the right mouse button and then just using the mouse, and then I can use the mouse to select objects in game world, and then you've got like a few different options that you can then explore like on a more granular level. So as you can see, this is also as well, this is worth talking about. I've got a marker. Let's just go on here. You can see on the light on the left hand side you've got markers for things like triggers for game events, players, like I've got player start there. You can also put some lighting effects in here, sound zones, and you've got various triggers there used mostly for game events, scripted events and such. This game engine uses Lua, L-U-A. Not a language I'm that familiar with, but from what little hacking I've done with it on the other game I did, Kill Hacking's and Scripting, I've done with it on Kill Starlings. It's pretty simple, and if you can write any kind of language, you should be right. Some of the I'm using predefined assets for this. It's one of the, you get good thing about this engine is you get a lot of predefined assets. But without further ado, let's give it a test run. I want to talk about some of these later on, but for now, just give it a test run. So let's see what we've got so far. So this is quite cool. You can it's very fast to test your levels, and it's not. And you can also edit in real time the levels as well. Just turn that down so it doesn't come in here. So it's just AI needs to improve. I need to switch on some of these guys around because obviously they can't see me yet, so they're not attacked. But like you see, as soon as they gather that on there you go. So they're going to attack me now. Should be drawn to the side. There you go. So you got this fast running enemy, so just shoot her. So I'm trying to make this game so there's going to be a mixture of like I'm probably going to make these faster enemies because you can edit all the kind of like damage settings and stuff, but what I'll probably do is have it so you've got some slow lumbering enemies which do a lot of damage, and then the faster ones which will probably be able to damage you more. I'm probably wanting to kind of explore the ideas of swarms in games as well, so like having a lot of swarms. So as you can see, I've built up a few like bits of scenery, so about kind of woods developing over here, kind of gothic area. I can add some more castles and stuff shortly. I want to make this kind of just large. It's going to be a large open area actually, and I'll probably initial thoughts are, well, for the first beta I'm just going to make it so you just have to probably get to the end of the map or something, I guess, and then like kill something possibly at the end. But what I'll probably look to do is make a large open map which you can then you know, kind of like take a mission in down several different courses, or it can go down evolved on several different areas. So like a kind of like Fallout where, you know, you can do one quest or two and it can all end up in multiple ways. So let's just save that for now. So that's the map thus far. So let's get started building. What should I cover? Right, like, so I'm just zooming out a bit now on this view because like you can see how much open space there is. There's a lot of open space left. Because it's actually quite time consuming to build all the landscapes up, but doing it actually effectively, you can instantly tell the difference. So let's build something. It's terrain mode. So I've switched to terrain mode now. One of the like mountains, and this is how we sculpt terrain. So the tool I've got at the minute is just raising up. You can change the yes, you can. There's different kinds of terrain shaping you can do. So I've done this on the default, which is to raise it up. I think you can flatten stuff out as well. Yeah, that's like that. So this is so it's quite intuitive. This really. I mean, you can. You've also got the ability to paint grass, which is really useful to adding a bit more. And you can also, yeah. So you can also see that there. You press Control minus Control plus, you can also change the size of the brush. So let's just add some grass here. And it just comes up like this green, but when it's actually an engine, you can see it come up as like textured grass. And that really does add a level of realism. You don't have to go over the top of it, but it just very quickly helps create a realism to the level. So just save that. Save that. Okay. So that, I mean, that's pretty. To be honest, that's pretty much all you need to know on the whole terrain, on the basics anyway. This is a very intuitive engine. It's very good actually. It's very good. Let's make that a bit bigger. I mean, I actually really enjoy this engine, and I found it very useful to build with. So it's just gonna get in a bit closer. You can also change the texture as well. I'll do that later. I'm just gonna build up some of this. Kind of I'm gonna make this probably a mountains range, yeah. So I won't actually make it bigger. I make it very big because I just want to get it kind of done, like essentially. So there we go. Let's just get it bigger. Even still. So this is going to be like a kind of probably a no-go zone. It's more of an aesthetic feature, I suppose. So build this up pretty fast. Just have to wait for it a while. Oh, actually, I'll make a path through it. That's a good idea. I want to kind of, because the kind of philosophy I'm taking is I'm going to design all these areas. I'm going to come up with a quest idea soon. I'm pretty sure the first quest idea is going to be something simple. I just want to. This is basically creating a beta version of Demon Hunter. What I'll probably do, actually, in the later iteration, is have it so you can go to multiple people in villages and like do demon hunting missions. That sounds like quite a cool idea. I mean, what I'm pretty much doing here is just building a prototype. Because I mean, I can reuse these levels later on and just iterate them. So that's kind of got myself WASP and Marie. Sorry about that. Fucking asshole. Fuck off. Fuck off. Piss off. Sorry about that, just had to get a wasp out of my room. Carry on. So, anyway. That's quite funny, it's a comedy moment. Thankfully, didn't have to resort to killing that one. I would have done, motherfucker. Wasp hunter. That's anyway. Let's get on with this. I fucking bloody broke my train of thought then. Right, so I'm building up the mountains now. So this will be a mountainous range. Because it's quite simple. It's very much a sculpting, and you'll get the feel for it as soon as you do it. It's really the beautiful thing about this engine. You know, it's not the most powerful engine. It's not the most swish engine. It's not the most versatile, but it's really basic and really easy to use. And you can still achieve a fair amount with it. If you really dig into it a bit, you can have a lot of fun with this engine. It's not like it's kind of like something like the Source engine in a way, like graphically, pretty much similar to Source. But it's pretty easy to use. It's like it's good. I'd say it's a good entry point for if you want to do stuff like Unreal, because even though the landscape and terrain building on Unreal is more complicated, this just gives you an idea for how to try and create realistic structures, which is very useful. I need to erode some of that probably. I think I can do that. Well, I'll do that in a bit. So to make it a bit more realistic, you know what I mean. Oh yeah, so I'm just going to build up some of this still. Hopefully make a path through it. Okay. Make a path through it in a bit for now. Get some more trees in there as well. So here we go. So lazy, that looks unnatural. Looks like a tit. Okay, just get like a tiny hill or something. A bit bigger. Still looks like a big tit. I like tits, but I'm trying to avoid things just looking like looks like tits. Anyway, it doesn't look too tit-like. It kind of looks like breast room. Sorry, I have a very filthy sense of humour. Okay, cool. That's better. I'm not going to bother play that yet. Let's just do it. Get in the habit of saving stuff, backing it up. I'll probably do a vlog series on this Demon Hunter as well, so which will be separate to this. This is like a tutorial series, but I'll also do a series where I update on the actual games process. Stop ringing me, whoever you are. Go away. Sorry, I just hate it when people just get in touch with me all the time when I'm doing stuff. Entity mode needs. Oh, there's another thing. So if you want to select entities, go into entity mode. These are entities because these are aliens. So I'm going to rotate this guy around so that they can actually see you when you're first in the map, because they're all facing the same direction, which is a bit silly in a minute. So I'm just going to switch on your mouse, left mouse key, rotate them around on the x-axis, which is your horizontal axis. So I'm going to go into adding some entities now. I'll start with props like backgrounds, buildings and such, and then I'm going to move on to enemies, and I'm also going to create more of a swarm, and then have a look at combat balance, because that will be something I need to modify. Okay, I can't select that one for some reason. If that's a bug. Okay. What? It doesn't really matter. As long as you've got a few of them. So I made these buildings before, but I actually built these up wall by bit. So they need something more here because it's just a bit bland. Also needs a staircase of some description. Just click on this. So this is you build with these. This is when you're building buildings basically. Oh yeah. Another thing I'll cover is waypoint editing, which is basically a way you can set paths for enemies. We'll go into that now actually. Let's do that, might as well. So create a waypoint here. Should create a waypoint now somewhere, I think. Okay. I need to remember how to do that actually. I'll do that. I'll cover that in another one. It's not really that important for now. Entities. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So you go onto the left hand side of the library. You've got your asset library here. You can also import stuff in, like your own custom models if you wish. So let's just get some trees in. I've got some trees I put in before, and everything you've used before comes up on the left hand side, so it's a bit faster. So I'm just going to put a few trees in, so create a nice little bit of easily just areas and yeah, it kind of like nicely sticks to the floor, so you don't have to arse around with moving stuff on the y-axis. I'll probably do this for another 10 or 15 minutes, so all I want to do in this tutorial is cover the basics. So yeah, you just select, drag things around with the mouse and drop with the left mouse button. That's it, release the left mouse button when you want to drop something down. So I'm going to have I've got like a central area here. I'll probably make this like a village. What I could do, I kind of like the idea of having a castle, where I guess might lead onto a second level, or indeed, so I'm going to go into my asset. What I'm doing now is go into my asset library, which is the predefined assets that come with GameGuru. The wonderful thing about this is you don't really have to, you don't have, and you can put weapons and stuff as well, but you don't have to really, you've got a lot of stuff already there for you, which is brilliant, because, oh, got a wizard here as well, wicked. Of course, some of these assassins as well. I mean, like, what I'll probably do later on is have characters that you can work with as well. But anyway, buildings. So we've got church. Sandstone's not work. Probably a church is going to be quite a good thing to have in there. Gothic, isn't it? So let's select that church. So select that church, and there we go. Got it as a model now, so I can put it in. So I think that would probably do a bit. So I'm starting off here, so I'm probably going to have it. That won't make sense there because of the buildings. Probably, I think we'll probably get away with putting it here. Just need to create a kind of area around it, I suppose. I'm just trying to think what would work. I'll put it up here a bit further up, actually. Yeah, if it's in the woods here, that kind of makes sense to see. Often where you have churches is in like a nice enclosed area, so it's probably, let's get the top view as well. Let's try and, this is all, like I said, switching views is a very useful thing to do. Actually in this case it's a bit not useful, but okay, so I've got the freeze flight on man. Oh, also shift key is good to move around fast, and you'll all be doing that a lot if you want to fast up your dev time. Trust me on that. So there we go, got a nice little church there. And I'm going to plonk that differently because it's just a bit too far away. It needs to be more like over here. There we go. So that is there. And I'm going to probably build up a kind of graveyard as well, I suppose. I might make a kit so later on in the game this is like an area you go to see a priest or something, I don't know. Maybe I'll even incorporate it with special powers like leveling up or something, I don't know. There's lots of possibilities. At the minute, like I said, this is very much a working prototype, and it will evolve as it goes on. So, what I want to do next, we'll put some enemies in actually, because I haven't done that yet. So, these enemies I've used before, I'm going to choose a new one, and I'll end this tutorial for now because I don't want to. Let's go for I've got zombie enemies I'm using so far. That's a dead zombie, traffic assault. Fog, mouldy, male zombie, Woodley, male zombie manager, something kind of hag zombie. That's pretty cool. If you want to, it's a hag zombie. It's like a, I guess it looks suitably haggish. Yeah, she's pretty haggish. And then bandage zombie. You can change all the. I'll change all the different. Slow zombie. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put a load of them in. See if we can find any demons as well. We should have. If not, you can always download more anyway, because you've got asset collections you can download from GameGuru's official source. And like I said, you can just import stuff in if you've got all the OBJs and animations and stuff. Not something I really looked into that much though, because I'm just basically I'm working on this to improve my design skills, my game design skills, so I don't have to. The whole thing is I don't want to have to create like a whole bunch of assets and 3D models, because I'll be here for a few months just doing that alone. So that's the beauty of this one, to be honest. And I mean, there's a lot of game engines you can do that with, but you know what I mean. Okay, that'll be cool. Just gonna have a look at some of these different buildings we can put in. So try and make this area into a bit more of a, kind of like town area, I suppose. Take that around. Take around 90 degrees. One thing that would be useful actually is if you could see what kind of degree because it doesn't actually say what. I'm trying to rotate that 90 degrees around, but it doesn't tell me. But nothing's perfect. Okay, there we go. Just build up some of this. Okay, there we go. Try and get it lined up as it would be in a town, I suppose. Okay. I could have an iron shed, I think that would be good. Just trying to think if I should get rid of these buildings there. I don't know if they really have any purpose at the minute. I don't know if they're a bit pointless. But let's look at... Alright, I'm going to end this in a bit, because I'm kind of not getting on anywhere now. Cartoon. No, because that's not the right style. Decals we can look into in a bit. Collectibles. That's nice foliage. What am I throwing in the eye? Oh yeah, because some houses here as well, which is quite nice. So I'm just making on the fly at the minute, so building that prototype and that. The right around, yeah, cool. So this is just the village area, I suppose. Central village, we're going to start off. Some other nice little features. You can just see how fast you can just build stuff up, which is the beauty of this thing, really. You don't have to arse around with like finding assets for about 10 hours. You can just like, you got a lot of stuff in very logical places. There you go. Look at that. I mean, that's just brilliant. So I'll do that somewhere else. I'll do this and block off. Probably. I'll block off a bit here, maybe. Yeah. Let's turn that around so you can add life quite fast. So what I'm going to do next, play the level, and then I'll end this tutorial, and I'll elaborate on this further in the next one. So, well, what I'll do next, this will serve as like a initial one, I think. So let's just overview. We'll cover the controls, the view, this view, the free flight view, and the top-down view. How to switch G and F between both. We've covered WASD, which is movement in space. Covered looking around. We've covered selecting entities. We've covered terrain mode, marker mode. We haven't covered marker mode, but I'll do another one. And drawing grass, editing terrain, entities. Not covered builders, but I can do that in another one. Markers we've touched upon. And so let's just boot her up. And let's have a look at what it looks like now. And I'll briefly talk about edit visuals on the tab on here on this mode, because that's quite important as well. So, right, we've got some enemies coming at us now. Oh shit, die. Ah! Oh shit, actually quite. Ah no. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I wouldn't die actually. Let's just die, because it's in test mode, so don't mind. I think, there you go. Let's just have a look at these areas. So you can see it's a bit more built up now, there's a bit more atmosphere. Still needs more, but we're getting there, like we're just building in the having it look more realistic at least. These swarms are actually different, we're gonna have to get better. Some kind of rapid fire weapon, or I don't know. I mean, the player's pretty much just starting off with this, which is alright, but so yeah, as you can see, because of all the, it looks very unnatural because there's no terrain over there. But it's just we're building in a minute. Slow zombies. These guys are dumb as hell. That doesn't seem right. I always feel like they've got no artificial intelligence. So dumb. These enemies are really powerful. These running enemies. Okay. This is a bit more natural, as you can see. It's quite nice. You got a nice few hair. Oh shit! Clowns up there. Ah. Something like that. You've got some. If you want to be clever, you can go up here. That looks really weird. What the fuck? That animation cycle looks broken. Yeah, one of the animation cycles. Okay, let's get. I want to die now. Combat balance I'll work out on the next tutorial. I'll do a bit on that probably. So I'm just gonna reload. But yeah, as you can see, this is looking a lot more realistic. Okay, right. Start that again, and I'll just briefly cover the tab. I'll show you the tab the visuals menu. You can also do 3D editing in this view as well, the test view. So you can change things here, but I'm going to get out of the way of all these guys first, otherwise I'm going to die. So I've already edited the skybox, and I've already edited some of the lighting effects. But I'll just give you I might even do it anymore because what the fuck is going to kill me? Oh, bollocks. I have to die now because my health doesn't regen at the minute. Something I need to cover. And, yeah, I need to run out of here. Well, it's actually promising that they're following me up the hills. That's quite good actually. So you can change the sky. So I've got moon cloud at the minute. You can change it to clear. There you go, straight away instantly changes dark. So I'll show you that for example. So it's just at night now. I kind of prefer that actually. It's the moon now. So. Yeah, just shoot this guy. Dead. There we go. So dark or moon cloud might be quite good. I think that's what happened before. Night. Night's quite good. Yeah, that's what I want. And then the vegetation type, probably looking for maybe wasteland. I should change all the vegetation I've already made. I'll show you that. So these nice little tweaks you can make quite easily with the tab in this mode. Actually, do make quite a nice little bit of difference actually. Just to get into it. And you can really get quite artistic with it, which is nice. So there's that, and then that's terrain type is you can change all the terrain types. So that changes everything. Like look, completely changes the feeling of it. So I'm probably going to go with forest. I think. Let's see what that looks like. I can't remember what it's like. Ah, that looks better. I actually prefer that. Yeah, I think. Let me just have a look around. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Completely changes the feeling. It gives it much more of a cold feeling, but yeah, that's actually better. That's a lot better. Now I'm just going to do some lighting mods. So you got loads and loads and loads of different effects that you can change here. Post effects, yeah, all sorts of shit. Let's motherfucker kill me. Alright, yeah. Let's go up a hill. And, probably spending like 5 minutes in this end bit, but it is quite important, and I don't know if it can really be nice and like. Anyways, there's no point really going into it, but you can really mess around with the different settings. You can have a look at how many frames per second you're running at, how much CPU is processing as shadows, how much is taking to render everything. So you can tweak things if you need to. So yeah, I think I'll leave that at that. I mean, red, you can change all that and all that thing. You can see change the lighting here, adjust it all. Kind of. Oh shit, this guy's coming at me. Let's shoot him. Shit. And they're still coming from it, which is quite good actually. So you can, kind of like. So you can change the light settings there, which is quite good. I'm gonna do it like probably about there. A little redder than. No, that's quite good. So just really mess around with all this. Specular. So you get like that, whatever the feeling is you want. I kind of want it to be quite red, so not that way, not that red. The kind of feeling, kind of. That's quite nice. I just need I need blue a bit more because of the night time. It's probably very boring now, but I'm just kind of showing how you can very nicely get some quite nice effects, and just really tweak the difference that can make to the actual experience. So yeah, something like that. See, look at that. Yeah, it's already more spooky already, just from tweaking what, 8 or 10 different settings in the lighting. It's already got the much more the demon hunter feel I'm trying to go for. So anyway, that's that. I want to save this, and yeah. Let me know if you've enjoyed that. Let me know if it's been useful. Give me any tips if you want me to change anything or like modify anything. This is new. I mean, I've been doing GameGuru tutorials before, but I want to kind of make them more structured, I suppose. So yeah, like I said, any feedback's appreciated. I hope it's been useful for you, and yeah, I'll be Noel Vortex. Tune in for the next one. I'll also be doing a game development vlog in general about this Demon Hunter game, because I want to do something with it, just make it a fun little mini RPG, really, I suppose. So cheers for watching, and tune in next time.